Hey there, Coach Judy here again, and we are on the letter C in our ABCs of optimal health. And so, what I want to do today, I want to talk about committed and consistent, right? I couldn't choose one word. As a matter of fact, I had like a dozen to choose from. There are a lot of C words that we could use. So, literally, there was like clarity, confidence, courage, commitment, creativity, consistency, community, connection. So it was really challenging to just decide on one. So I compromised and I decided on two. But so what I kind of want to talk about today is this idea of we're going to start with one, which is committed, right? And it's really about, are you committed or are you just interested, right? Are you just interested or are you really committed? And for those of us that are married, or in a relationship or whatever, you can be like, am I committed to this relationship or am I just interested? Right? And this can go with all the things in our life, right? So, am I committed to this dream or am I just interested? Right? Am I committed to this business or this job or this relationship or am I just interested, right? So when we talk about our health, it needs to be the same thing. Am I just interested in, am I just saying that I kind of want to get better, healthier, whatever, right? Or am I really committed, right? Because if you're committed, there's not an exit plan. You're like, I'm all in. I'm all in. That doesn't mean you're not going to fail or stumble or struggle along the way. Like, right, when I got married, it was like, I'm all in, ups, downs, here, whatever. It's not going to always be, optimal, but we're gonna figure it out. So I want you to really think, like, are you interested or are you committed, right? So that's number one. And so the second piece is consistency. And, this is some information from the book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And he talks about this concept of you can't optimize a habit until you actually create the habit, right? And this is all about what we're doing here. We're changing beliefs, we're changing habits, we're changing our identity. This is what transformation is, right? We're changing all of these things about ourselves. And so, the easiest thing to do is to actually, when you're creating a new habit, two things. Connect it to a habit that you already have, right? Flossing while you're brushing your teeth, right? Like, they're connected, right? And then if you already brush your teeth every day, you're going to be easier to connect the flossing to it, right? If you already drink a cup of coffee in the morning, maybe you should just have a cup of water first, right? I mean, any of these kinds of things that will help you, it's, habit stacking, habit linking. And so that's important. And then number two is, so you can't optimize a habit that isn't really a habit yet, right? That you're kind of inconsistent with. We're back to consistency. We're talking about consistency. So you can't optimize a habit that isn't really consistent. So one of the other tips he says is, make it so that you cannot fail. We almost always overestimate what we think we can do, and we kind of underestimate what we actually will do, right? What we're actually capable of. So, he just says, he had this one guy in the book he talks about, and he just said, just drive to the gym and work out 5 minutes and leave. Like, that's all he had to do. Drive to the gym, 5 minutes, and leave. And after 2 months, then he worked out 10 minutes, then he worked out 15 minutes. And because the habit of getting dressed, getting the shoes on, and going to the gym was initiated, right? And it became a part of what he was doing. But when he would think about, I got to go to the gym and work out for 45 minutes, like, that would get overwhelming, and he wouldn't do it. And he wouldn't. But if he thought to himself, I only have to get dressed, drive to the gym, work out for 5 minutes, and leave, right? So, or put on your shoes and go for a 10-minute walk. Okay. Right? And so creating the habit, and that's also the thing, you want to make sure that you're creating these habits in a place in your life where you're going to be able to keep it going and be consistent. Sometimes we get all excited and we go all in and we're like, I'm going to change all these things about my life. And then you're like, working out after work is not working because you have all of these other obligations and responsibilities. So figuring out, so either that's where you're going to do it, um, or not, right? You can see how it works. Just do an experiment. If that's when you think it's going to work out best because you're leaving the gym, okay. But if every day you say you're too tired, or you got to get home to the kids or dinner, or you're staying late at work and you're missing the class or whatever, then you got to regroup and do something else. I had a client once, and she needed to work out in the middle of the day at lunchtime. She, had enough time. The gym was like literally almost next door to where she worked. And so she decided that she was going to do that. But it took her a few weeks of just even bringing the bag to work, right? And then, and then she started, and then it's just like a little bit, just go work out for 10 minutes. That's it. Change your clothes, go 10 minutes, get your lunch, and then do that, right? And when she started doing that, then it became more of a habit. So that's just kind of what I want to talk about today. And of course, we could talk about clarity, kind of the A, right? Assessment, getting clear. What is going to help you? What isn't working? What isn't serving you anymore? And what do you need to kind of flip and modify? Where can you be more consistent, right? It's whether it's in your business or your life or your work or your family or whatever. Even if it's just you want to read to your kids every night, being more consistent will help with that, right? So where can you be more consistent? That's kind of your homework. And how committed are you? Are you really committed to this? Because if you're not committed, that's okay too. If you're not committed, then just say, no, I'm just interested right now. I don't have the mental bandwidth. I don't have the drive right now to do that, but I am going to do this one thing. I'm just going to drink more water, right? But to do the whole shebang might be too overwhelming. Maybe you've got some other stuff that you're working on or some other things going on in your life. That's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Start where you are. Do what you can with what you have, right? So we're just going to start and we're just going to go. That's what we're going to do, right? So if all you can do is drink more water and decide how much more water that is, right? I'm going to drink a gallon of water a day for the next 2 months, right? And then you can add in something else, right? I'm just going to walk 15 minutes 3 times a week, right? Don't say I'm going to go to the gym 5 days for an hour and a half. Like, right? Because then we get overwhelmed and then we don't take action, right? We just quit, myself included. So I have to lower my threshold for that, because that's how I'm going to be consistent. That's how I'm going to make changes. That's how I'm going to, make a difference, right? So, what else? Courage. It takes courage to, I'm just picking some other C words here. It takes courage to, do some hard things. It takes courage to sacrifice one thing for another, right? But if you were married, you gave up dating other people so that you could be with this one person, right? Maybe you gave up sugar so you can have this, feel better and have less moodiness and have all of the things that go without eating sugar, right? So it's like there's always this sort of law of sacrifice, right? If we want something. So it takes courage to do that. Confidence. Believe in yourself. Like I said on the last video, believe in yourself. Have confidence. Confidence comes from taking action. Confidence comes from trying, right? You're like, I'm going to do an experiment with my life. I'm going to see how it works out. That's all. And community and connection and collaboration, right? That's what we're doing here. Trying to create a community. I'm trying to connect with you. Trying to help you feel like you're not alone out there in the wilderness, trying to do it all yourself. Giving you tools. I'm giving you some feedback, so please post something here. Please type something. Please let me know how I can help you, right? So maybe you could post, just say, hey, I'm committed, right? I'm committed. You don't even have to say what you're committed to. And if you don't want to message in here, I get it. Sometimes we just are not, we don't want to talk about all the things that are going on with us. Feel free to private message me and I will definitely respond, okay? I want to help you. I want to help you be successful. So have an awesome, awesome night, and I will see you next time on the next video. Bye.